Can you hear me? Yeah. So because you get the gold price appreciation in US dollars, and then you capture all the rupee weakness because of this, right? And people are massively underinvested in bullion. Yeah. So that's really it, right? Now I will just take some questions. A bunch of books if you want, you can read this. That's about it. Yeah. I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I got you disconnected.
Sorry.
Are you taking questions?
Yeah. I'm done. Yeah, I'm taking questions. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. I have a couple of questions. Just your views on things. So, what do you think about the prospect of BRICS currency? That is one. I'll just complete it and then you can reply together or whenever you wish to.
Yeah.
And second is about Bitcoin-based system, which you have talked a lot about. How do you see the interplay of this Bitcoin-based system and say autonomy of the central bank and the monetary authority? Because controlling of money supply is an important function. So how do you think will this interplay play out? And do you see a long-term perspective of a currency area kind of thing, worldwide currency area, something like that?
To be honest, I mean, I actually don't have answers for any of these questions. Okay. No, because see, it's all speculative at the moment. I'll tell you why, right? For any new system for people to come up with, right? People have to sit on the table and talk, right? Which means that everybody acknowledges there's a problem. They sit together and talk to each other respectfully and arrive at a solution. And that's not the world in which we are in. Already you are seeing Trump bullying India, bullying this country, that country, and all, right? So not only Trump, UK, France, right? I think if you ask me, we are heading towards World War III. Okay, that's my personal opinion, right? And probably the run in gold and silver also saying that only. So then the winners decide what the new world order is going to be. So basically, the winners will impose. Whoever wins imposes. They rewrite the history, right? So. Right. I mean, we think Hitler is bad only because he has lost, right? If he has won, then the story would have been different, right? So the same thing, the winner will rewrite everything. Right now, I think everything is on the table, if you ask me. But I don't see a brick kind of currency. I mean, if you ask me, I don't see that happening in the near future, right?
Mm-hmm. And you already, I think, mentioned about CBDC, that about India. I think there's some confusion.
I think. Yeah, I see. I can understand why the governments would want to do that, because if I'm the government, right, I would want to track every transaction, see what you are doing, pry and everything, right? Basically, CBDC is programmable money. I can say that you have to use it within the next 3 months, otherwise we'll extinguish it and all kinds of things, right? I know why I would want to do that, because but I don't have a single valid reason why the public should accept that. Right. Only way they would do that is another kind of fear mongering. This happens, that happens. So basically, if you see COVID and everything, right? Basically, what is the playbook? You create a fear, right? A threat and all that, so that people, and then you get authority, right? You grab power, and then you don't let it go, right? That's how governments consolidate power. I'm not talking about India. Generally, over the world, that's how governments consolidate power, right? I don't I mean, why would any person, the reason why the CBDC has not taken off is because people don't see any use for it. Why would you want to use a CBDC, you tell me? I don't, I mean, someone told me, I mean, ICICI Bank or somebody came me digital rupee and all that. I asked them, why would I want to use this? Right? There's no real answer, right? There is no real use case from the citizen perspective. There may be use case from the government perspective, but that alone is not required. Yeah.
I think it's just a solution looking for a problem.
Yes, you are right. Yeah. They are clear where they want. I mean, see, basically, everybody wants to, who does not want power, right? Who does not want power, right?
I just wanted to make a comment that one of my colleagues said that the central banks are autonomous. That's just a myth.
Yes. It's obviously everything I read about economics is a myth.
Absolutely. I think one of the interesting books to read is obviously, other than the Bitcoin standard and the fiat standard, is one called The Bitcoin and Blockchains, I think by Anthony Lewis. That's a brilliant book to read as well.
Okay.
And one by Morgan, I think The Psychology of Money. That's interesting for personal finance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any other questions, guys?
So I have a couple.
Yeah.
I have a statement also.
Yeah.
It's an opinion question. One is,
you've talked a lot about Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin has a limit on mining, which is I think 21 million, which a lot of is lost also with the early stage adopters, loss of passwords, all of that.
Yeah.
So compared to that, and what is your opinion on crypto in general? Because that's one of the coins which has limited mining, right? The rest of them are then producing year over year based on their blockchain technologies, even though it's a level 1 compared to the rest. So that would be my question. Would you propagate the idea of pro crypto, or is it just pro Bitcoin?
No, I am pro Bitcoin here. I mean, see, I had checked out all these things in the previous crypto cycle, and after deep study, I really found out. I mean, I have developed a tremendous respect for Bitcoin's engineering design, right?
So what about the idea of just definancing, basically DeFi, the blockchain technology, all of that, basically taking out regulation from government hands?
I've done all that. No, see, you see, right? We happened. I mean, I was fairly aggressive participant in the previous DeFi cycle.
Yes.
And then you saw what happened to what is it? The Korean company. I even forgot the name. Terra, right? Terra blew up, and then Sam Bankman-Fried, right? So basically. Even Ethereum, right?
Yes.
There is no defined monetary policy. Today, the guy says something, tomorrow they find something else, right? So it's like they're clueless guys. Actually, if you think about it, right, there is no clarity in that. And then things like Solana, they're all venture backed, right? Mark Andreessen and all these guys, right? So pre-mined and all that.
Yeah. So another thing I noticed, though, however, when the market was not doing very well, the US market not doing well, the Bitcoin, let's say the crypto market is also very emotion run. So it's not like it was a hedge against the economy. Unlike, let's say, gold, where the market is crashing, gold values going up, which you can see as trends throughout, versus the last 2 cycles. I think I put money in the last 2 cycles. I think one was maybe 2 years ago, and the one first that came out. You notice that when the US market or the US economy was going to shite, so was this. So how is it a hard asset in terms of hedging it against, let's say, where the world is going?
No. I think, see, you should not confuse short-term market gyrations with something being a hard asset. When I say hard asset, the hardness of Bitcoin is for everyone to see, right? I mean, basically
because of limited availability.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, limited supply. It's as simple as that, right? And look, the way today markets are, right? During stress, every market is correlated. Okay, times of stress, everything will sell down. Okay, gold will go down, Bitcoin will go down, stock market will go down.
Discretionary spending.
Yeah. US Treasury yields will go up, right?
Yes.
Right. So in the past, right, stock market goes down, bond market will go up, as in the yields will go down, right? So that's why we had the 60-40 portfolio. Now, suddenly, during times of stress, I feel that all markets are correlated, right?
So what is the timeline of that you're then holding the hard asset for? Is it like a lifetime investment?
Not lifetime. Yeah, a lifetime is not a bad idea, but I think at least 10 years, 10, 20 years.
Okay. So you want to see, that means ideally what they are in 4-year cycles. So in the next 3-4 cycles, it's then going to be a better holding than any other.
See, already there is no supply. Okay. There is only 20 million mined.
Left,
and that 2 million or something is Satoshis, which has never come out. And quite a bit is lost also. Okay. People have lost the keys and all. Okay.
Yes.
And now it's going into 4 on. See, I think even if it's at 20 million, right, there are so many millionaires. Even if every millionaire has 1 Bitcoin, there'll be a lot of millionaires without a single Bitcoin. Okay. And believe me, the big guys have a lot, thousands, right?
Yeah.
So I think people are massively underinvested. And it'll happen, right? I mean, fear, FOMO only, right? I mean, so there is a saying, everybody gets Bitcoin at the price they deserve, right? So they will not buy now, buy at 1 million. And that's how it happens, human nature. So when the neighbor will buy and get rich, people will become NYS, they'll buy. That's how it happens, right?
Yes.
But as long as you know what you are doing, look at it, right? I mean, in 2020, right, after that COVID and all, it was 3,000.
Yes.
Right. It has gone up 30 times now.
Yes.
A lot of money, right? So my point is that getting in and out, I mean, you are just making the broker rich, right? Now you're not making any, you just need to sit. I mean, because it's an opportunity of a lifetime, right? I mean, you don't get this all the time.
What about the idea of coins that are then based on currency, for example, USDT? which a lot of people say is
So-
quite reliable in a sense that it is linked to the dollar value, but in a DeFi way, basically.
It is a stable coin, okay, which means that basically its value is $1. Okay.
Mm.
You're not gonna, it's not gonna appreciate, let me tell you that. Okay. It is going to be one only. You buy today one, 10 years later it'll be one only.
So, but then is that a good source for someone to hold, for example, rather than holding cash in dollars and when you are hedging one economy against another?
Basically, for example, if you want to do cross-border transactions, I think it's much faster than going through the banking route. Right. You can say if you are in India, you can sell, you can send $100, $1,000 via USDT to your friend's wallet in 5 minutes time, right? Which is very convenient in many ways. Correct.
Yes.
Beyond that, I don't see. I mean, see that the whole DeFi thing came after COVID. Why the summer of DeFi when the first started, right? Why did it happen only in the 2020? If you think about it, that's when the interest rates were super low, right? 0.5%, 0.25%, 0%. Then people wanted yield, right? But now if already US dollar is giving you 4.5%, 5%, how much more value can DeFi add now?
So I have one statement to make. I think that's my last thing. So
Yeah.
you were talking about, cross your fingers and pray that the government doesn't change based on, let's say, the US and the gold story that you talked about. So we have our country which is imposing land ceilings on people owning agricultural land, changing policy ridiculously. The amount of people who've lost agricultural land in states like Gujarat and things like that recently, with the imposition of the government saying land ceiling. People who've bought, invested in land, holding agricultural licenses or or people who are in that space where the government has then changed regulation on land holding, where the government is then, taking back what in a capitalist economy, you're taking back land that you own, which is unthinkable when we think about it in day and age.
It is violation of property rights. So who says we are living in a capitalist economy, right? So these guys can do whatever they want, believe me, right? That's why I said you pray. There's nothing you can do, right? You can't even reason, right?
Yes.
What can you do? Who can you go and tell me, right? So
nothing is far out then.
Nothing is. I mean, you just pray to God that you. I mean, think about it, right? It's ridiculous, right? I mean, these people don't care for anybody else. They don't care for property rights. It's clear.
It's a capitalist economy in that sense of the word.
Look, it is what it is, right? I mean, what can you do? No one can do anything, right? You just don't want to be on the wrong side. You hope. I mean, you tell me, right? If what is the need to ban Bitcoin and all the regulation is deliberately vague, right? Do something also you're wrong. If you don't do something also you're wrong, right? Like if you're running a company in India, right? There'll be some 50 regulations you should comply with. Okay, if you comply with 30 of them, another 10 you won't be able to comply because they are mutually exclusive, right? So whatever you want, the Babu can get you, right? So, I mean, it's by design. It's not like, I mean, so that's how it is, right? I mean, you look around. I mean, is there any accountability on anything?
So then maybe DeFi really is that way then. I think trying to at least isolate from government regulation in the long span of the 20-year game that you were talking about.
No, but DeFi also, who can you trust? I mean, you saw what happened, right? I mean, Ethereum, do you trust these guys?
So I don't know if Ethereum is based on the concept of a tradable coin or value-based thing which you were talking about. I think if I look at ETH, I look at ETH as an investment in blockchain technology rather than the coin itself. What will they do with the technology they're using that level one as? So that's how I look at certain cryptos which people think are trading coins, but they as a technology and what they're building, there's so much more value.
No, I'm just saying all this USDT and USDC built on top of Ethereum. Okay, yes. I have issue with the fundamental base layer itself, right? I think these are good innovations, USDT and USDC, but the base layer itself is dodgy. Any amount of innovation on top of that is, what do you do with it?
Why do you call it dodgy? Because they're minting in, there's no limit.
No, it's centralized. You look at the design trade-off. So today, if I want to run a Bitcoin node, I can run Bitcoin node with a Raspberry Pi at home. Okay, I'm an individual.
Yes.
I spend 10,000 rupees, I can run a Bitcoin node. It's truly decentralized.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of individuals can do, right? Today, so as an individual, you cannot run an Ethereum node. I mean, the blockchain is so huge. You need to go to AWS Infura. Okay.
Yes.
Essentially, Jeff Bezos is running Ethereum.
Yes.
AWS is running Ethereum, right?
So any other level ones that you think are interesting? There's Avalanche, I think there's Solana, there's a whole bunch of other which you talked about.
I mean, I say personally, look, I have learned my lessons. I don't do any of those. And you can make all the money in Bitcoin. That's what I also realized, right? I mean, there's no need to be adventurous. And frankly, right, I mean, I don't even know what these guys are doing, frankly. I mean, what is the use case for
That they
many?
don't know themselves what they're doing, to be honest.
Yeah. That's very fair. But and it's also okay as long as they can convince other people that they're doing something. See, right? We think that if you don't understand something, the other guy is smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but it's also interesting to see what else the use cases are. So, for example, there were at one point, I think last cycle, there was a big boom on gaming coins.
Yeah.
That the future was predicting a gaming environment, which, if I think about it in terms of cycle, right, the last cycle did terribly. It didn't retain any value. I had money in a lot of these coins, also didn't retain any value. But interesting enough, though, if you're looking at it as a long-term thing, which you were talking about Bitcoin as a hard asset, if you're looking at use case of what these let's say cryptocurrencies are, not just the blockchain technology. For example, the world then moving towards, let's say, meta creating, alternate universes. Where are we going? If you're hedging in terms of long-term bet, where the world is, the virtual world that we know right now is just going to be a speck compared to what, the world is going to go in, whether it's AI or whether it's using these goggles and things like that. How much of us face-to-face interaction is ever going to be a thing? So if you're looking at long-term use case, I don't know, maybe it's 100 years, I'm talking future, but in long-term use case, I think everyone's just got the trend, but what the use case for each one is the then thought of.
They are solution looking for a problem, as somebody said, right? I mean, I don't for the life of me can understand what many of these guys are actually doing. DeFi kingdoms, all those, they are come and go, right? Phantom.
There's a big Web3 movement that now I think moving Web3.
Yeah. In India, I think it's big. India is Web3 than Bitcoin. But look, I haven't seen a single killer app. Let me put it that way. I haven't seen a single killer app that would make me sit and take notice. None.
Okay. So my takeaway is that Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto are different. Because till now, every time we talk about crypto, Bitcoin, they are talked about in the same breath, right?
Yeah, different. They're different.
Key takeaway is Bitcoin is very different from all rest of the coins.
Yes. Media is mostly noise, right? Very few people are. How many people are you think read actually Bitcoin white paper? It's not very big, some 12 pages, right? Or something, right? So see, I think there's a lot of too much of noise around. You have to do your own work. That's what I have learned, right? But today, compared to say 10 years back, there is a lot of literature available. If you want to learn something, you can actually learn, right? A lot of good content available. It's just a question of putting in time and effort, right? I mean, it's very, very important.
Yeah, so there is no other crypto right now which even matches Bitcoin in terms of being.
I don't think so. At least for store of value. I mean, if somebody wants to do gaming or land records or something, I don't know, right?
But people show the Bitcoin's price graph, and they sell the new crypto that is being launched and stuff.
Yeah, which is they're good salesmen, right? So I think I have a lot of respect for them as salesmen, right? So, but see, look, this is how it is, right? Simplicity works, complexity sells, right?
Yeah.
Especially in finance, right? So we have to do what's useful for us, right? Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. So thanks, guys, for showing up. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a lovely presentation.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sushma.
Thank you, sir, for the question. Thank you.
Yeah.
There were a lot of questions about sharing the PPT. Is that possible?
Yeah. I can do one thing. I can send it to Sushma. Sushma, can you send it to the whoever wants it?
Sure. I think can you whoever wants can you send a mail to alumni@imb.ac.in. I'll put it in a chat.
The same email through which we have this invitation?
Yes.
Okay,
Sir,
sure.
is
I
there
can
a
send
way?
it to the attendees list, but I'm not sure. I will get some kind of an attendee registration list in the Zoom, but I'm not very sure.
So the email to be sent is to alumni@imb.ac.in?
Yes.
Okay.
Sir, is there a way to connect with you if I had a few more questions later on?
Yeah. You can write to me. You can take down my email.
Yes, sir.
CHARI.
So 1 second. CHARI.
Dot.
Yeah.
Venkatesh, Venkatesh @gmail.com.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Venkatesh, is it SH?
Yes, that's correct.
gmail.com. Venkatesh, right?
Yeah, Venkatesh, that's correct. Yeah.
And the first one you told it CHARI, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Chari.venkatesh@gmail.com.
That's correct. That's correct.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.